We've all been there, feeling overwhelmed by the constant pressure to live sustainably. Everywhere we turn, there's another green trend, another eco-friendly product promising to save the planet. But here's the thing, how many of those solutions actually work in real life? And are we just ticking boxes, or are we genuinely making a difference? What if I told you that there's a philosophy, pragmatism, that can give us a real, actionable way to live sustainably, without the guilt or the confusion? Yes, you heard that right. Pragmatism isn't just for philosophers. It's a powerful tool for creating a sustainable lifestyle that's practical, effective, and actually doable. In this video, I'm going to show you how pragmatism can break through the noise of all the idealistic perfect solutions and give you a straightforward approach to sustainability that fits into your real life. No fluff, no empty promises, just results. Stick around, because what I'm about to share might change the way you think about living sustainably forever. Let's dive in. Number 1. Buy less, rent more. What if I told you the secret to living sustainably isn't about buying more eco-friendly products or investing in the latest green technology? It's simpler, and maybe even a little uncomfortable to admit. It's about buying less. Yes, you heard me, buying less and renting more. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh great, another person telling me to stop enjoying life, trust me on this one. This isn't about deprivation. It's about liberation. We've all been there. You see a shiny new gadget, that perfect party outfit, or the latest must-have kitchen appliance, and you think, I need this. Fast forward a few months and it's gathering dust in a corner or cluttering up your closet. Sound familiar? It's not your fault. Society has trained us to believe that owning more equals success and happiness. But what if owning less could actually make your life easier, less stressful, and yes, more sustainable? Here's the twist. Instead of buying things you'll only use a handful of times, why not rent them? Imagine needing a fancy outfit for a wedding, a power drill for a weekend project, or even a carpet cleaner after a messy spill. Instead of spending money on something you'll barely use, renting gives you access to exactly what you need without the long-term commitment or the clutter. And if you're thinking renting feels weird, let me ask you this. Isn't it weirder to own a $200 tool that sits idle for 364 days a year? Let me share a quick story. A few months ago, I needed a projector for a backyard movie night with friends. My first instinct, buy one, because that's just what we do. But after some research, I found a rental service that delivered it to my doorstep for a fraction of the price. The result? We had an amazing night, and I didn't end up with a bulky gadget I'd probably never use again. Plus, the money I saved went straight into snacks. Priorities, right? The beauty of renting isn't just in the money you save, it's in the mindset shift. When you stop equating ownership with value, you free yourself from the pressure to keep up with trends or prove your worth through material things. Instead, you start focusing on experiences, relationships, and the joy of living lighter. This isn't about being perfect or extreme. It's about taking small, practical steps that make a big impact. When you rent instead of buy, you're not just saving money, you're reducing waste, conserving resources, and supporting a circular economy that prioritizes sharing over excess. So next time you're tempted to hit Add to Cart, pause and ask yourself, do I really need to own this? Renting isn't just a smart choice, it's a statement that you're choosing to reclaim your space, your peace, and yes, your dignity. Because living sustainably isn't about having less, it's about making room for what really matters. Number 2, trash trade revolution. Let me ask you something. What if the trash you throw out every week wasn't just trash? What if it could be currency, a tool, or even the start of something bigger. Stay with me on this. It's not as wild as it sounds. We've been conditioned to see waste as the end of the line, but what if it's actually the beginning? Yes, I'm talking about a trash trade revolution. And no, it's not as gross or complicated as you're probably imagining right now. We've all had that moment. You're taking out the trash, looking at the pile of plastic bottles, old newspapers, or random scraps and thinking, what a waste. Then you move on with your day because, well, what else can you do? But deep down, doesn't it bother you? Knowing how much gets tossed away, forgotten and wasted when it could have been used for something, anything better? Here's the idea. Instead of dumping your trash, you trade it. Think of it as a local barter system, but for waste. Got some aluminum cans? Trade them for a bag of fresh vegetables, a stack of cardboard boxes. Maybe they earn you a discount at a local store. It's practical, it's empowering, and yes, it's a little unconventional. But that's what makes it so exciting. I'll give you an example. A few months ago, my neighborhood started a small waste-to-value exchange. One of my neighbors collected empty jars and gave away homemade jams in return. Another traded fabric scraps for handmade tote bags. I had some old magazines lying around and swapped them for a box of fresh herbs from someone's garden. It wasn't just about the trades themselves, it was about the sense of community that grew out of this simple idea. What's even better, it completely changes how you see waste. Suddenly you're not throwing things away thoughtlessly. You're looking at that empty glass bottle and thinking, this could be useful to someone. It's empowering to know that what you once considered worthless could be valuable to someone else. Of course, there are skeptics. People might say, why go through all that effort when it's easier to recycle or toss things out? But here's the thing, recycling isn't always the perfect solution, and throwing things away is literally the opposite of solving the problem. This is about reclaiming control, building connections, and making sustainability something that feels tangible and rewarding, not just a lofty idea. The trash trade revolution isn't just about stuff, it's about mindset. It's about turning waste into opportunity, clutter into connection, and habits into hope. So the next time you're about to toss something in the bin, ask yourself, could this be worth something to someone? Because when you start seeing trash differently, you're not just reducing waste, you're creating a world where nothing goes to waste. And that, my friends, is a revolution worth starting. Number 3, eat the ugly veggies. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you reached for a slightly bruised apple at the grocery store or grabbed a misshapen carrot that looked like it was trying to give you a high five? Never, right? Because like most of us, you've been trained to go for the perfect produce, the flawless, glossy apples, the picture-perfect peppers. But here's the thing, the so-called ugly veggies, they're just as delicious, just as nutritious, and believe it or not, they're the key to fighting one of the biggest environmental issues we face today, food waste. Now, you might be thinking, I'm just one person. How does buying a slightly wonky potato change anything? Trust me, I get it. We've all been there, staring at a shelf full of pristine produce, wondering if our small choices really matter. But let me tell you, those little choices add up. And here's the kicker. About 1/3 of all food produced globally is wasted, and a big chunk of that is perfectly good food that doesn't meet the beauty standards of grocery stores. Yes, beauty standards for food. It's ridiculous, isn't it? So here's the idea. Start eating the ugly veggies, the ones with a little scar, a funny shape, or a slight imperfection. Why? Because by choosing them, you're not only reducing waste, but also sending a message that food doesn't have to look like it belongs on Instagram to be worthy of your plate. And honestly, it's a small, actionable step that makes a big impact. Plus, let's be real, once it's chopped up in your salad or cooked into your soup, does it even matter what it looked like? I'll share a quick story. A few weeks ago, I found myself at the farmer's market, eyeing a box labeled "Discount Veggies." It was filled with crooked cucumbers, dented tomatoes, and bell peppers with, let's call it, character. The vendor smiled and said, "They taste the same, I promise." So I took a chance and bought the lot for half the price of their perfect counterparts. That night, as I whipped up a stir-fry, I realized something. These veggies didn't just taste good, they tasted like change. Here's what makes this idea so powerful. It's not just about saving money or reducing waste. It's about shifting your mindset. It's about challenging the belief that things have to be perfect to be valuable. When you choose the ugly veggies, you're making a statement that you value what's on the inside, that you're willing to break the rules, and that you care about something bigger than appearances. This isn't just about veggies, it's about how we view the world. When we stop wasting what's imperfect, we start seeing beauty in what's real, flaws and all. So next time you're at the store, reach for the apple with a bruise or the carrot that looks like it's doing yoga, because this is about more than food. It's about reclaiming your power to make a difference, one meal at a time. And who knows, you might just find that the ugliest veggies make the most beautiful meals. Number 4, water is not infinite. What if I told you that the water you used to brush your teeth this morning might one day be more valuable than gold? Sounds dramatic, right? But hear me out. Water, the thing we take for granted every single day, isn't infinite. It's not this endless resource we've been treating like it'll always be there, gushing out of our taps. And the sooner we realize that, the sooner we can start making changes that actually matter. Now, I get it. You're probably thinking, but water covers most of the earth. How can we run out? Sure, the planet is full of water, but only a tiny fraction of it is fresh and usable, and we're draining it faster than it can replenish. Think about it. Long showers, sprinklers running all summer, industries guzzling water like it's free, and don't even get me started on the bottled water industry. You know the type of behavior I'm talking about, right? The "it's not my problem" mentality we've all seen, and maybe even had. Here's the hard truth. If we don't start treating water like the precious resource it is, the consequences are going to hit us harder than we think. And no, I'm not here to guilt-trip you into giving up showers or drinking less. This is about being smarter with the water we use. It's about seeing water for what it really is, a lifeline, not an endless luxury. Let me share a little story. A while back, my neighborhood went through a severe drought. Suddenly, things like washing the car or watering the lawn felt wrong. People started getting creative. Buckets in showers to collect water for plants, fixing leaky taps that had been ignored for years, even timing how long they brushed their teeth. It wasn't just about saving water, it was about shifting our mindset. And let me tell you, once you start paying attention to how much water you use, you'll realize how much you've been wasting. This isn't about living in fear or depriving ourselves. It's about respect, respecting the fact that water doesn't magically appear. It comes from rivers, reservoirs, underground aquifers, all of which are under enormous pressure because of us. Every drop you save is a step toward giving our planet a fighting chance to recover. I know what you might be thinking. What difference can one person make? But imagine if everyone thought that way. Small changes add up. Shorter showers, turning off the tap while washing dishes, reusing water when you can. These aren't just actions, they're statements. They say, I see the value in what I have, and I'm not going to waste it. Water is life, and life deserves better than being wasted on carelessness and convenience. So the next time you turn on the tap, take a moment. Acknowledge the privilege of having clean water at your fingertips, because the truth is, water is not infinite, but our ability to change how we treat it, that's limitless. Number 5. Local over organic. What if I told you that choosing local food might be even better than choosing organic? I know, it sounds like I'm flipping everything we've been told about healthy eating and sustainability on its head. But hear me out. While organic food has its merits, the overlooked hero of our food choices is often what's grown closest to us. Local food isn't just about supporting farmers in your area. It's about a more meaningful connection to what you eat and how you live. Now you're probably thinking, but isn't organic food the gold standard? Isn't it better for me and the planet? Sure, organic is great in many ways, but here's the catch. It doesn't always mean local. That organic apple you're buying might have traveled thousands of miles to get to your grocery store. By the time it's in your cart, it's burned up a ton of fuel, lost some of its freshness, and honestly, isn't as magical as we think. You know the type of situation I'm talking about, right? You're standing in the produce aisle, staring at a shiny organic sticker on a product that might as well have a passport. Meanwhile, there's a pile of fresh, seasonal produce from a nearby farm that gets overlooked. We've all been there, caught up in the labels and the hype. But choosing local isn't just about skipping the fancy stickers. It's about making a choice that's fresher, more sustainable, and let's face it, way more satisfying. Here's why local food wins. First, it hasn't been sitting in a truck or a warehouse for weeks. It's harvested at peak ripeness, often within days or even hours of you buying it. That means better taste, better nutrition, and a connection to the rhythm of the seasons. Plus, when you buy local, you're supporting real people, your neighbors, who are growing food with care, not massive corporations chasing profits. Let me share a quick story. A couple of years ago, I stumbled upon a small farmer's market on a whim. I wasn't planning to buy much, just to browse. But then I met this older couple selling tomatoes. They'd grown them in their backyard and they were still warm from the sun. I bought a bag on impulse, and let me tell you, those tomatoes were life-changing. They tasted like actual sunshine, sweet, vibrant, nothing like the bland ones I'd been buying at the store. It was a small moment, but it made me realize the power of choosing local. This isn't about boycotting organic food or making perfect choices all the time. It's about being intentional and balancing what matters. Yes, organic can be great, but when you pair it with local or even prioritize local over organic, you're making a decision that benefits you, your community, and the environment. And here's the empowering part. Every time you buy local, you're voting for a system that values people and the planet. You're choosing freshness, flavor, and a sense of connection. It's not just about what's on your plate, it's about the story behind it. So the next time you're shopping, think about what's grown closer to home. Visit that farmer's market. Talk to the people growing your food. Trust me, it'll change the way you eat and the way you feel about your choices. Local over organic isn't a compromise. It's a powerful, meaningful shift, and it's one we can all make. Number 6. Meat as a monthly treat. Let me hit you with a surprising idea. What if we treated meat like a rare gem instead of the centerpiece of every meal? I know, it sounds like I'm trying to ruin your dinner plans, but hear me out. Think about it. What if instead of having meat daily, it became something special, a treat to savor once a month? Not only would it be better for your health, your wallet, and the planet, but it might just make your meals feel more exciting and meaningful again. Now, you might be thinking, once a month? That's extreme. What am I supposed to eat? Trust me, I get it. We've all grown up with the idea that meat equals a complete meal. It's comforting, it's satisfying, and let's be honest, it's delicious. But you know what else it is? Overdone. We've been so used to having it that we've forgotten how to truly enjoy it. And let's not ignore the guilt that creeps in when we think about the environmental impact of eating meat on a daily basis. You know the type of week I'm talking about. Monday starts with a chicken salad, Tuesday's spaghetti has ground beef, Wednesday's stir-fry is loaded with pork, and by Thursday, you're staring at another slab of meat, wondering why dinner feels so uninspired. We've all been there, eating out of habit rather than intention. What if we flipped that script and made meat something to look forward to? Something worth celebrating? Here's the deal. By treating meat as a monthly indulgence, you not only reduce your carbon footprint, but also force yourself to get creative in the kitchen. Think of it as an opportunity to explore. There's an entire world of plant-based proteins, hearty vegetables, and flavors you've probably never given a chance because, let's face it, meat was taking up all the attention. And when you do have that once-a-month steak or roast or whatever your go-to is, it's going to taste incredible because it's a genuine treat, not just another meal. Let me share a quick story. A while back, I decided to cut back on meat, mostly out of curiosity. For a whole month, I focused on plant-based dishes, soups, curries and salads, packed with all kinds of veggies, beans and grains. When the end of the month rolled around, I made myself a roast chicken dinner. I can't even describe how much better it tasted. It wasn't just about the flavor, it was the sense of occasion, the satisfaction of knowing I had made a mindful choice. It turned a regular Wednesday night into something special. This isn't about deprivation, it's about finding balance. It's about reconnecting with the food we eat, making choices that align with our values, and discovering that there's so much more to enjoy beyond the standard protein plate. And let's not forget the bigger picture. Reducing meat consumption is one of the simplest ways to lessen your environmental impact. It's a win for you and the planet. So why not try it? Make meat your monthly treat. Experiment with new recipes. Rediscover old favorites. And see how it feels to savor instead of overdo. This is about reclaiming the joy of eating, not just for today, but for the long haul. And when you do sit down to that once-a-month feast, it won't just taste good, it'll feel good too. Number 7. The 30-day digital purge. Imagine waking up tomorrow and not reaching for your phone. No scrolling through endless feeds. No checking emails before breakfast. No falling into a rabbit hole of TikToks. Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you that doing exactly that for 30 days could completely change the way you live and feel? Trust me, I'm not suggesting you go full-on hermit mode and throw your devices into the ocean. This is about reclaiming your time, your focus, and maybe even a little bit of your sanity. We've all been there. You sit down to relax for just a second, and suddenly it's an hour later, and you're neck-deep in videos of raccoons washing marshmallows or reading comments on a stranger's rant. It's not just you. Our devices are designed to keep us hooked. Notifications, algorithms, and even those little red badges, they're all pulling us in 100 different directions. And let's be honest, at the end of the day, you're left feeling drained and scattered, not refreshed. Here's where the 30-day digital purge comes in. Now, don't freak out. I'm not saying you have to quit the internet cold turkey. This isn't about deprivation, it's about intentionality. The idea is simple. For 30 days, you clear out the digital clutter, unfollow accounts that don't add value, turn off non-essential notifications, set boundaries for when and how you use your devices, and yes, maybe even delete a few apps that you know are your kryptonite. The goal isn't to eliminate technology, it's to use it on your terms, not the other way around. I know it sounds extreme, but let me tell you about the time I tried it. A few months back, I realized I was spending more time liking other people's vacation photos than actually enjoying my own downtime. So, I decided to try this purge. I unfollowed every account that didn't spark joy or serve a purpose, turned off notifications for social media, and set a rule: no screens in bed. The first few days were tough. I kept reaching for my phone out of habit. But by the end of the month, something incredible happened. I had time. Time to read, time to think, time to just sit and be. And when I did use my phone, it felt intentional, not reflexive. This isn't just about freeing up time, it's about freeing up headspace. Think about how much mental energy we waste on things that don't really matter. Likes, comments, DMs. This purge is about cutting through that noise and focusing on what truly enriches your life. It's about reclaiming control over where your attention goes. Because your attention is valuable, and it should be spent on things that actually make you happy and fulfilled. So, here's my challenge. Try the 30-day digital purge. Start small. Maybe just turn off notifications for a week and see how it feels. Or pick one app to step away from and notice the difference. You don't have to get it perfect, and it's okay to slip up. It's about progress, not perfection. By the end of the 30 days, I promise you'll feel lighter, clearer, and more in charge of your life. This isn't about giving up technology, it's about taking back control. It's about living intentionally, choosing what matters, and creating space for what truly brings you joy. Your time, your focus, your life, it's all yours. And you deserve to use it in a way that feels empowering and fulfilling. So what do you say? Ready to take the plunge? Number 8. Repair before replace. Throw it away and get a new one. How often have you heard that advice? We live in a world where it feels like everything is disposable. Phones, clothes, even relationships. When something doesn't work, the first instinct is to replace it. But here's a thought. What if we hit pause on that reflex and asked ourselves, can this be repaired instead? I know, it sounds almost quaint, like something your grandparents might have said. But hear me out. This isn't about being frugal or old-fashioned. It's about being intentional. We've all been there. That moment when your favorite gadget stops working or your go-to jeans tear at the knee. You sigh, shrug, and think, well, time to get a new one. It's easy, right? Convenient. But it also comes with a hidden cost. Think about the waste, financially, environmentally, emotionally. Replacing things might seem like a quick fix, but it often leaves us feeling oddly dissatisfied, like we're stuck in an endless cycle of buying and discarding. Here's where the idea of repair before replace flips the script. The concept is simple. When something breaks, don't rush to toss it. Take a moment to assess. Can it be fixed? Can you sew that tear, take that appliance to a repair shop, or watch a quick YouTube tutorial to DIY it? It's not just about saving money, although that's a nice perk. It's about slowing down, appreciating what you already have, and finding solutions that make you feel resourceful and empowered. And yes, I know what you're thinking, but repairs take time. Sure, they do, but isn't it worth it if it means extending the life of something you love? Let me tell you about a time this mindset saved me. A while back, my coffee machine, my lifeline really, decided to stop working. My first thought was to replace it. I even had a shiny new one in my online cart. But then I thought, why not see if it could be fixed? A quick call to a local repair shop and a $20 part later, my coffee machine was good as new. And let me tell you, every morning cup tastes a little sweeter knowing I didn't give up on it. Plus, it reminded me of something we often forget. Not everything has to be perfect to be valuable. This isn't just about objects, it's a mindset. When you embrace repair over replace, you start to see the value in resilience, in things, in people, in yourself. It's about breaking free from that disposable mentality and finding joy in fixing what's broken instead of always chasing something new. You'll save money, yes, but you'll also save memories, reduce waste, and rediscover a sense of pride in making things work. So, the next time something breaks, pause. Ask yourself, can this be repaired? Take the time to try, because this is about more than saving stuff. It's about saving your peace of mind, your connection to what matters, and your faith in your ability to make things whole again. Repair before replace isn't just practical, it's powerful. It's a small act of defiance in a throwaway world, and you'll be surprised at how good it feels. Thank you so much for watching. I truly hope this video gave you some fresh insights and practical ideas on how to approach sustainability with a pragmatic mindset. If you found this valuable, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you want more content like this, be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. Share this with a friend who might need a little nudge toward a more sustainable lifestyle. We're all in this together. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. Have you tried applying a more pragmatic approach to sustainability? Or maybe you have some personal tips that you found effective. Let's learn from each other. Remember, sustainability isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Keep making those small, practical changes and trust that they add up. You've got this. See you in the next one.